very much. My sincere apologies. I have been running late. As you know, when the discussion starts, it's very difficult to say that we have to end it quickly because I have to go somewhere. So I'm terribly sorry to keep you waiting. However, I hope that I'll compensate that with the Talanoa session and one-to-one discussion on several other matters that hopefully you will enjoy. Coming to the opening of topic on the opening of schools, you know that the government is committed to open the schools. We have made the announcement that the schools will resume for years 8 to 13 on Monday, but that's still tentative. I have to do the confirmation of the date tomorrow. There are a number of reasons why we did not confirm it. We had to get some data from Moala and Lau. The ministerial team left this morning, and based on that information and the weather information, because there was a low pressure system building up and there were a lot of rain and thunderstorm that was going on. Ba town has been recently flooded. Even Tavua was flooded. So this flooding issue, we thought that it was not appropriate for the kids to cross flood waters and go to school. So for that reason, we decided to hold it back. But teachers, I would like to start off by thanking each one of you for your contribution to the education sector, the work that you do. You are contributing immensely towards national development. Education is so crucial for economic growth, for societal development, and your contribution is valued by the government. Regarding opening of the school, you have heard from various media organizations as well as the politicians who are saying that the schools should not be open, not now. As a government, we have to look at various factors, and we have considered the various factors. We have weighed the pros and cons, and based on the data, based on various research documents that we have, the guidance from Ministry of Health and Medical Services, guidance from WHO and UNICEF, that's when we decided to open the school. In the first week, the attendance was around 67%. Simply means that 67% of the parents are willing to send their children to school. There is around, you can say, 33% of the parents who are not willing to send their children to school. We respect that. We understand the anxiety some of the parents are going through, and it's their decision not to send their children. We can only plead with them, but the decision rests with the parents. There are children coming from different socioeconomic backgrounds. There are parents who are educated, they can teach their children on their own. There are parents who can engage tutors, who can teach their children, because we are going through a pandemic. It's not a normal situation, please note that. However, there are children coming from homes, fragile homes. They need a lot more guidance. They need hand-holding, and they need friends to be around them. And here in school, we are able to provide such children not only the psychosocial support we're talking about, but at the same time, when the children come to school, they meet their friends, they're in a very happy environment. They forget what's happening at home. In the school environment, again, the head of school and the teachers, they support these children. If they're not able to bring their food, we are able to give them food. If they don't have shoes or bags or stationery, we'll be able to provide them. So we're creating this good environment for that child. And again, if 67% of the parents are willing to send their children to school, then who are we to close the school and say, sorry, but we can't? And it becomes a decision that we have to make for those parents who want to send their children to school. And we'll continue to do that. We often hear from parents that this is not the safe time, this is not the right time, etc., etc. But the borders are open, the gyms are open, the cinema halls are open, weddings are going on where you'll find children, movie theaters you'll find children, you go to any bus stand you'll find children, you go to any municipal council markets you'll see children there. Children are everywhere. Then why are we stopping children from going to school? Why? And again, in school, we have got COVID-safe measures. All COVID-safe measures are there. And I think there was this thinking, because of social distancing, all is not well in a school. Social distancing is just one requirement out of multiple measures that are in school. And in Fiji's situation, for social distancing, we have cross ventilation. You know, even if it's a crowded room, we're not able to meet 2 meter distance amongst our children. But through cross ventilation, through fence in each school, we can see it here, all that will help the child. So it's a layered approach that we are talking about. First of all is the temperature check. Anyone with 37.5 temperature, those students are pulled aside, right? So that's first check. Then you go through the sanitization process and of course the Fiji app process, etc., etc. And again, the teachers are trained to handle any child who is not feeling well. They have been trained in handling COVID-related matters. And this training has been provided to the teachers through Ministry of Health and Medical Services. And I thank the teachers for taking up this additional role of ensuring that your students are given a safer environment. That is acknowledged with much appreciation. So this is the stand that we have taken. Now moving on to the next subject, besides reopening of the school, I would like to talk about FEMIS as well as our Teachers Talanua platform. How many of you have been using Teachers Talanua platform? Okay, so you can see not many. Now, I want the teachers to use Teachers Talanua platform. That's where you will get more information. If you have a query or a concern, you can raise it to the ministry. We post our notices on Teachers Talanua platform. In future, we will be launching Teachers Helpline, which means any teacher who's got some employment-related matters, you'll be able to call the ministry and sort it out. Right, so we'll have a person who will attend to your calls. It's a system, it's like a call center that we are thinking of, or it could be some other form. But we will advise you as we move with this system. Then there will be a third setup which will deal with, you can say, complaints or compliments parents or students can pay to their teachers or to Ministry of Education. So if they have a complaint, they can lodge. If they have a compliment, they can pay. So whatever it could be. So these are the three things that we intend to, Teachers Talanua platform is already launched, it's operational, but the other two is something that we'll be launching very soon for our teachers. Okay, so I thought I should give you this information. Regarding some of the changes that are taking place in the school, I will be taking a cabinet paper very soon, and in that cabinet paper, we are proposing the review of certain curriculum, and we're starting off with ECE, numeracy and literacy, and introduction of civics and moral education. Right. So these are some of the changes that we intend to bring in. For the ECE right up to year 3, we want to focus in setting the right foundation for our children, so they become readers, good listeners, and they're able to do discovery learning. They become more creative, you know. So they should explore, and not the way we teach year 1, very rigid, strict approach. We conduct tests for them. We will be proposing scrapping exams from, from year 1 to year 3. No exams for them. But the focus will be on numeracy, literacy. How we're going to measure that is obviously the outcome. Whether the child, in those 3 years is able to achieve the outcomes of those curriculum that we'll be developing. For ECE, UNICEF has come on board, and they're developing the standards, curriculum, and the policies and procedures. And we will be trialing that out as we develop this material. Numeracy and literacy is already done by DFAT, and we will be trialing this out, and we want to introduce, hopefully, by April, which is our new school year. So that will be trialed. Right. So it's important that I share this with you. For civics and moral education, again, it's extremely crucial that we introduce this subject. It will start from ECE right up to year 11, and then in year 12 and 13, we'll be introducing life skills. So that would be a major change. But all this will only happen once the cabinet approval is given. It's a proposal at this stage. We are working on certain areas. And then we'll be sharing the rest with the teachers as time comes. In other words, you will require to go through some training, etc., etc. Okay? So I thought I will share that, and I will end my discussion now.
Hello everyone.
Other items which is going to strengthen your fight against